Welcome back. This is Women's Voice. In the studio, I have Florence Torson Hart, of course. She is a senior financial advisor with Merrill Lynch Wealth Management in the U.S., spending time with us here and talking about her experiences. I want us to go on to business tips for women in business. What are the things we should look out for in running a business, and then what not?
Yeah, so I said everything that you do when you start a business is a risky thing. There's some level of risk attached to it. It may work out, it may not work out, right? So that is the first thing that you need to understand. The second thing that I would advise women to do is to put your ideas on paper.
Are you very good at doing that?
Yeah, I am. That's why I got my master's for, right? No, but because there is some value to writing things down, but also in an environment where access to capital is very limited or challenging. Your business plan, remember when you are getting ready to start a business, everything is in your head. When you are going to look for capital, you're going to tell somebody to buy into your idea and give you money to execute that. And so the business plan becomes very important, because that is the one single document that you have to sell what you are hoping to accomplish. I think that it is a good idea generally to invest some money into making sure that you get a good business plan written. So for example, when you write, I want to sell kenkey and fish, you have to be able to say how you're going to get the ingredients, how much you're going to pay, how many balls of kenkey you want to sell in a day. So those are what we call the financials. How are you going to get people to buy the kenkey? Well, I'm going to position it here because a lot of people pass here, and they generally are these kind of people who will be more inclined to patronize my kenkey stall, whatever, you know. So the financial plan becomes very important. You also have to do an honest reflection and say, well, this is what my idea is. These are some of the things that could derail my plan, right?
Right.
So maybe Auntie Akwele, Auntie Ata, whatever, they also sell kenkey around the same area, and there may be a little bit of competition for you, but this is why my kenkey would be the better one, because I have access to cheaper raw material, ingredients, so I can sell mine a little lower. These are things that you have to think through. So it's not just an idea to start a business and then you start. You take that and you take it to a bank person, whoever it is that would give you a loan. And that becomes sort of like a guide for you as you're going forward. The other thing that I also want women to understand is when you put your own resources into a business, a lot of people do that.
Exactly.
They start a business and they take their savings to do that. Though it's not free money for the business. It should not be. Because the cost of that money, the opportunity cost of that money has to also be factored in. That money that you used to start the business, you could have used to you could have bought maybe a treasury bond or something that could have earned you some interest. So you have to think about it in that perspective. You also have to think about protection. So like stuff like insurance. If you are married, there are certain things that, and I'm not going to, there are certain things that you have to think about to protect. In the event that, God forbid, you get divorced, you don't want a situation where everything gets taken away from you. You also want to make sure that you have the right insurance in place so that if anything happens to you and you are not available to run your business, the business can either go on or they will have the resources to do that. So those are some of the things that I would say. And also, even if you are not drawing a salary from the business, you have to factor in your pay into the business plan. Because a lot of people will pay everybody else and not pay themselves. That is not why you got into business. You did not get into business to sell kenkey. You got into business because you want to sell kenkey and make money. So you always have to remember that.